Welcome y'all to Bopping with Oak. I'm here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I'm actually out on the street on Franklin Street right in front of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Right now, in light of the fact that we just recently had a presidential debate, I wanted to kind of get the opinion and the feelings of some of the local population, particularly young people, of what they experienced and what they felt like they gained out of the most recent debates this past Wednesday evening. So, that being said, I'm gonna have some interviews with a couple of folks. First and foremost, you gotta know, I am nonpartisan. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a liberal, I'm not a conservative. I have certain things that I feel I look for when I'm thinking about who should be in the positions of leadership. But beyond that, I don't actually subscribe to a particular ideology when it comes to that. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a good time. What issues do you feel like you gained clarity on from Wednesday night's debate?
Honestly, not as much as I was hoping to get. It was so far the whole campaign has just been so dirty and just back and forth and just arguing, and it's just almost getting ridiculous, and I just feel like they're more focused on saying what they think that the people from their parties want to hear instead of what we actually, as a citizen in the United States, what I need to know. So it's been very difficult this year when they just kind of focus on these individual topics where they just go back and forth and you don't really get an answer out of either of them. They're just kind of defending themselves. So it's a very defensive race.
I'm kind of a decided voter at this point, so I think the debates didn't really, I didn't really go into the debates being like, oh, I'm looking for some clarity here. I'm looking for who am I really going to vote for today? Going into debates, it's more like defending their own kind of, the people that they already kind of, of course, you want to kind of sway the independents, but I think a lot of it is just what is your image after the debate? Who is more aggressive? Who is more, more excited and alive? So I didn't really evaluate it at the end in terms of now I finally have an understanding of these two candidates' different policies and ideologies.
About financial stuff, like financial aid and welfare and stuff. And I think that we should still have that. Some of these people, they can't help that they're middle class or low class. Some of them have injuries or a disability or something, and that's not their fault. So I think that we should still, get financial aid to support families and everything, because I have family members that has food stamps and everything, and they can't help because they're injured. It's not their fault. So why should we take that away from them? One of the ideas is to cut fundings off after schools and all that. I feel that why should we do that? Because if our future is in the people like me, the young ones, some of us need after school. I go to after school Monday through Friday so I can keep my grades up, so I can get into college. So if you cut that off, how will we get the tutor and how will we get more education? And that's I go to the teen center every single day to get help, and I have friends that don't go there. They get Fs. I have all A's and B's. So I feel that they should keep it.
Not too many. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that they were changing a lot of what they're saying. It's easy to walk in and just say whatever the crowd wants to hear, and that's what I got out of it. I don't know. I didn't learn anything, actually, except that Romney wants to cut spending for Big Bird, because that seems to be what we got out of the debate, so that's not super helpful.
Well, I thought it made everything more confusing with people changing what they were saying. I don't know, as for a platform to explain one's position on things, I didn't really use that in the way that you'd expect it to be. I think a part of that is that people are changing what they're saying, and also it's not very standardized in how the questions are asked and how you respond.
So there wasn't much clarification that I needed. I've pretty much summed up my opinions on both candidates, but yeah, I don't think there was much much clarity gained that I didn't learn anything new. I think we need objective coverage, and we think, yes, news organizations are supposed to have objective perspectives, but you know, when Fox is moderating the debate or when CNN's moderating the debate, either way, either side of the argument, right, you're going to have a leftist agenda or a right agenda. I'm not saying that it's possible or even plausible, but in a perfect world, we would have a free-form debate where two men can get together on a stage and discuss their ideas and their ideologies, and people would be able to see clearly what each person, their stance is on the argument.
I feel like nothing's getting done. No, they're not agreeing. Congress, like in Congress, is very divided. Nothing's getting done because everyone's just too worried about their party and themselves and getting themselves reelected. And I just think the parties need to put that aside and do what's best for the country for once, instead of just trying to like worry about making their party happy and I don't know, being out for themselves.
What issues did you hope would be addressed that weren't?
Women's health.
Women's health.
Yeah.
I was surprised that they didn't really speak about gun violence. Because, especially since they did it like in Colorado. And that's where that whole big shooting at the Batman movie theater went. I feel that they should have definitely said something about gun violence. Like, I feel that that is a big topic because you got people that's like 13 and everything shooting each other, people in gangs shooting each other. And why? How are they getting guns? They're like my age and they're getting guns. That's like stupid.
I vote kind of based more on social issues, I think, and so I don't think a lot of that was brought up. Again, I don't know if it was just something that I'd want to hear just to be like, yeah, like I agree, like woohoo, like get fired up. But yeah, I mean, I like obviously would love to kind of see that be spoken about.
I'll be eager to see a debate that's more focused on foreign policy issues, domestic policy issues, social concerns.
I was more unhappy with like the content rather than the topics that they were choosing, because they did talk about a lot of things that I was interested in, such as healthcare and education. I think those are my main two, but I feel like it could have been discussed better and possibly moderated better.
I'm currently like an earth science environmental studies major, so I definitely wanted to hear more about the environmental aspects of each campaign, because I really feel like that's an important issue for us right now. It's a very pivotal time, so I was hoping to hear a little bit more about, you know, what each candidate, their opinions on the matter, but I didn't really get any of that, so unfortunately got to hear about Big Bird instead. So
I think we didn't get a clear vision for the future of the economy, which is important. I don't know. I think that's important to everyone, but I didn't see a clear plan coming out. And
I think they should focus on the educational system, and instead of, you know, cutting teacher jobs and having schools dilapidating, that, you know, the children are the future, and that a lot of their focus should be on that and figuring out and even just changing that whole system, to be quite honest with you.
Well, they didn't talk about any social issues really. I felt
weird.
like, and I feel like that's a big like dividing between Obama and Romney in this debate. I mean, in this election.
Okay.
And that wasn't really touched upon.
I guess I would like to hear a little bit more about policies directly pertaining to the economy. I know, like, just on kind of an uprise from the recession, jobs are starting to be created and things like that, but I didn't hear as much on like future goals or future plans.